Hell no. Hell no. Hell to the no. So, you guys, we went on a second date. I went on a second date with that guy that I was telling you about from the other video. And you know what? He is bloody dope. He's awesome. He was kind. He's chivalrous. He swept the freaking snow off my car for me after the first date. Like, what the flying fuck? And so now we are in trouble because part of me is like, maybe I should shave like my whole entire body in case he thinks it's like a wonderland and like wants to use his hands. If you know what I'm saying, you know what I am saying. Okay. And then there's this other bitch that lives in the other part of my brain who's like, hey, so like, I notice things are going like really good for you right now. So if it's cool with you, I'm just gonna help you self-sabotage and help you yeet yourself into the abyss. Does that sound cool? Because it sounds like a lot of fun to me. And you know what? That does not sound like fun to me anymore. Because now I'm in this like weird spot where I'm like, do I text him back or do I just tell him I am a ghost from the 16th century and like once every 100 years I get to walk this earth and that makeout session that we had is never gonna happen again because he will be dead by the time I get to walk the earth again. Yes, Mom, that's why my nose is red. Do not slut shame me, God!
Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again with another response video. And guys, before we jump into today's episode, don't forget to subscribe on your way in, and don't forget to subscribe to our newest member of Fiend Gang, Detective Warg. His channel will be linked in the video description. But without further ado, let's jump into the rest of today's video.
Y'all don't understand. I used to date two broke men. I used to do it. I used to be the one to pay for everything. I deserve better than fucking coffee.
I mean, do you though? Do you really? It's all very well and good to get on the internet and say, I deserve. But here's the thing, by the way, is like, this woman would come across men who would offer her more than that. She's just not choosing the men who would give her more than that. Because they're boring, they're too easy, they're a bit weird, they don't earn enough money, etc., etc. Like, the list goes on. But those men are available to her. And here she is. See, what she's really saying is, I want more from the men who don't want to commit to me.
I'm not doing that shit. I work too damn hard to be where I'm at, to be offered some coffee.
Well, that's too bad, man. Because you don't get to decide that. You really don't. And again, if you can't get coffee from a man, I don't know what the hell you're doing, because men will give you coffee. What she's really talking about is, when she says men here, she's just talking about the top % of men that she can't access for more than some bedroom fun on a Friday night at 9 p.m.
Especially when it takes me 30 minutes to get to the damn joints.
Don't care.
I'm not doing it. I will be single for the rest of my life if every man on earth ever said that was their only standard.
Don't care. Don't care. If you want to be single for the rest of your life, that's totally fine. But just understand as well, you could not be, but you refuse to lower your standards. And girls will always come back and be like, yeah, but I lowered my standards for this guy and he treated me so terribly. Lower your standards. You see, what they're doing, guys, is they're confusing themselves, okay? They'll have low standards for the men that they're attracted to, but then they'll have high standards for the men that they aren't attracted to. Yeah, and then they never end up realizing the problem and why they're alone for the rest of their life.
Because I won't do it. And I don't go the other way. So just to let y'all know. Strictly, you already know. But anyways, yeah. If I don't want anything less than what I'm expecting and I'm putting out into the world and the energy that I'm putting out, I should get no less than that in.
Yeah, I'm entitled to, I deserve this, I should get no less than this, okay. Have fun with the cats, I suppose.
Return.
Inappropriate questions to ask someone.
Are you still married?
I think that is appropriate.
It is, but you shouldn't even be asking that question to somebody if you're dating them. Just to let you know, are you still married? And they're like, no, we're co-parenting, we're not even together anymore. We broke up ages ago. And you know what? Then you find out you're in too deep, they haven't. They're still dating, they're double timing you.
Have you guys ever noticed how, like, girls just always seem to magically get tricked by men who are married? Like, oh, I didn't realize he was married. I didn't realize he had a wife. It's funny because when girls are in competition with each other, when, for example, they know a man has a wife or he likely has a wife, they then start competing for that man. It's like, oh, I didn't know he had a wife. You could assume it. If you used your brain for 2 seconds, you would probably understand that he had a wife, but you wanted to compete for that man. Men who don't have any women are unattractive towards women. And then what happens, guys, is they'll chase guys who have women, and then they'll complain and be like, oh, I didn't know he had a girlfriend. I didn't know he had a husband. Yes, you did. That's why you're chasing him in the first place.
That's just a hypothetical situation.
Never happens.
By the way. No,
That definitely happened.
That's just something that if it did,
it would be bad to
it'd
happen.
be awful.
It'd be really bad. Really
And you
sad
never
if
want to
that
fall in
happened
love with
anyone.
someone that lied to
Don't
you.
fall in love in general.
Never fall in love.
Don't do it. It's a trap.
I love how they think it's like a flex to get with a married guy as well. You know, like they just think it's like a fantastic thing. Like, oh, look at me, I got with a married guy. It's almost like they're showing it off. It's like, yeah, they're joking about it, but at the same time, they're trying to show it off. Like, oh, I was able to get with a married guy. I was able to take a man from another woman. You know.
Just be with your girls.
I can confidently say I don't know how we're called straight when we're so fucked up. Like, straight people are very much down bad right now. And I don't understand how people are still going on dates with men. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not judging you. I just literally don't understand. Like, men.
Tell me that you suck at dating and you can't get a man to commit without telling me that as fast as you can. It's funny because when they open up the videos by saying, oh, it sucks to date men, what you're really telling me is that you can't choose men. That's all that you're really telling me. If your dating experiences are terrible with men, guess what? That is your own fault. It truly is, especially as you get older and older, guys. And I don't know if you can see this, but of course we've got the sleeve tattoo coming in. Just red flags right out the gate.
Men are literally fighting to be oppressed right now, saying things like, we're being shamed for our wants and needs. And then you ask them what their wants and needs are, and they're like, well, I want a girl that's 110 pounds and no hair on her body. And then you got the fucking pick-me's that are like, men don't like loud women, and thinking they ate, you know what I mean? Or the ones that
I don't know, maybe you should listen to those women. Like, maybe it might help you to not be argumentative and to get on TikTok and complain very loudly about things you don't understand. That would probably help you find a man. If a man's looking, isn't it amazing? Because if a man's looking for a relationship, imagine if he's, you know, willing to take this girl right here seriously, and then he just comes across her TikTok, which is just full of videos like this. Like, can you imagine, right? You're getting married to a woman and you want to show your mother who she is, or you want to show her to your family or your friends and stuff like that, and she behaves like this online. Like, how embarrassing would that be?
come on here, I have 5 ways to secure a date with this guy. He can't open his mouth and ask you out on a fucking date. And then you have, in my opinion, the worst of the worst, the straight couples that show you their relationships and go, he believes in feminism. And everyone in the comment section is like manifesting this. And you're just, and
he's probably lying. He's either lying or he has no self-respect and the woman doesn't like him to begin with. Guys, I tell you what, male womanists, a lot of them, what ends up happening is they say that they're male womanists. Either they're straight up lying or, you know, they're lying because they want to get with a girl. But in any case, a lot of male womanists are just not respected by women. Like, they really aren't. You put them in a relationship with a woman, she'll just slowly start to not respect him and to treat him like trash and stuff like this. And a lot of dudes will lie to you and be like, oh yeah, I care about women's rights and all this bullcrap. Guys, male womanists are just inherently untrustworthy.
I watch these videos and I get so sad because I'm like, you know who doesn't get celebrated for believing in equality? Women.
What? That's all you do, because you sit around together and pat each other on the back like, yeah, you go, queen, you're fantastic. You know what? We deserve equal pay even though we have it already. What is this woman talking about?
Okay. So we need to stop celebrating men for the bare fucking minimum thing.
Okay, and this is exactly why you don't have a man, by the way. It's exactly why you don't have a man. Again, guys, any girl who starts off her video by saying, oh, dating men sucks, just tells you everything that you need to know. Okay?
Thank you.
Hell no. Hell no. Hell to the no. So, you guys, we went on a second date. I went on a second date with that guy that I was telling you about from the other video. And you know what? He is bloody dope. He's awesome. He was kind. He's chivalrous. He swept the freaking snow off my car for me after the first date. Like, what the flying fuck?
This is always the way it goes, isn't it? Right? A lot of women, they'll reach age 35, they'll reach age 30, and they'll come across a guy and go, oh, maybe he's the one. I can finally settle down. And what do, guys? They go on to ruin that relationship. Because here's the thing. After years and years, when they eventually get there, they can't even accept a good man into their life. Like, they truly can't. They're straight up not even deserving of the behavior. And a lot of them know that they're not deserving of the chivalry, that they're not deserving of the kindness and the sacrifices that men are willing to make for them. So a lot of them, even when they come across a good man, they'll sabotage it. They'll treat him like crap. They'll put up all of these standards that she never had before that he has to jump through in order to be with her as if she's the prize.
And so now we are in trouble because part of me is like, maybe I should shave like my whole entire body in case he thinks it's like a wonderland and like wants to use his hands. If you know what I'm saying, you know what I am saying. Okay.
Yeah, so that was terrifying. But what she's saying here, right, is that one part of her is just like, yeah, let's go to town, let's have some fun, and let's do all of these things that I've done with previous men before you. So that's the first option right there. Again, this is what she's done, guys, with men who became before this guy. All of the men who this woman has run into before she's age 30, where exactly are they now? Okay, where exactly are they now? We'd probably have a whole bunch of flings, one-night stands, boyfriends that last less than 6 months. Okay, maybe something serious here and there. But a lot of these started with her just having bedroom fun with these guys. So what's she thinking to herself? She's thinking, oh, he's attractive. I want to have the bedroom fun with him, but I don't want to make him think like I'm a 304 because that would drive him away, you see? So let's take a listen to the second option.
And then there's this other bitch that lives in the other part of my brain who's like, hey, so like, I notice things are going like really good for you right now. So if it's cool with you, I'm just gonna help you self-sabotage and help you yeet yourself into the abyss. Does that sound cool? Because it sounds like a lot of fun to me. And you know what? That does not sound like fun to me anymore. Because now I'm in this like weird spot where I'm like, do I text him back or do I just tell him I am a ghost from the 16th century and like once every 100 years I get to walk this earth and that makeout session that we had is never gonna happen again because he will be dead by the time I get to walk the earth again. Yes, Mom, that's why my nose is red. Do not slut shame me. God!
Okay, so what I'm hearing is the second option. Basically, she's kind of tossing up in her mind. Should she just go and have fun with this guy like she has the other previous men? Or should she just say, you know, we're not going to be kissing anymore. Thank you for the commitment. Now take me on my way to marriage. Why aren't you married by this point? That's always the funny question you've got to ask yourself, guys, is girls who get to the age of 35 and they haven't locked down a man. This frame, by the way, is just absolutely terrifying that I paused this on. But like, where exactly is your husband? Where exactly is your long-term boyfriend? Now you want to start giving standards to men. Now you want to start getting in relationships and going, oh, maybe I shouldn't just act like a 304 right off the bat. It's too little too late for a lot of men. And you can't even accept the behavior, you know, of good men when they come along to you, because then you'll start ruining the relationships that, you know, that they offer you. Yo guys, it's Taylor here. Just want to say thank you if you made it to the end of today's episode. Before you go, remember to subscribe to our other Fiend Gang members. Their channels will be linked in the video description. Our newest member is Detective Warg, so make sure that you go and show him some love. He's putting out daily content for you guys. Also, one of the characters I use and also a lot of our thumbnail artwork is done by an artist called The Gecko Ninja. He's absolutely fantastic and his socials are going to be linked in the video description as well if you want to commission him for some amazing art. Otherwise, take it easy, gents, and I will see you all in the next episode. Peace.